It's a tough time to be a Las Vegas Aces fan. Well, depending on who you are, really. But for me, it's a tough time because, I'm watching this team consistently change, and I just don't like what's going down. I mean, we only 4 games into 2025 season. We breaking even at 2-2. We've been dealt a couple of blowouts. We've been shellacked. We got 2 victories. I don't know. I mean, I personally just haven't liked the way the Aces are being run. And it was all good. And it was all great when we was climbing to the top of the food chain and winning back-to-back championships. And sometimes, it's going to be tough. The road is going to be tough sometimes. It ain't going to always be an easy road to navigate. I mean, it was tough losing to the New York Liberty, last year in such fashion that we did do so. And when I really break it down and think about it, when I really dissect it, a loss can be good for you. Back-to-back champions, you would have loved to win for the 3-peat. That is harder said than done. So you appreciate the 2 titles that you did receive and get and work hard for. But, with any success, there's going to be some turnover. There's going to be some trial and error, some trials and tribulations. Everything ain't going to be hunky-dory. Everything ain't going to be, a slice of cheesecake with strawberry drizzlings on top. Everything ain't going to be like that all the time. So, it was tough watching things play out the way they did with De'Erica Hamby. Move on from it. Even though it lingers, then, Kelsey Plum plays her final season as the Las Vegas Aces, and you kind of say, oh, I see it coming. The writing's on the wall. She don't want to be here anymore. A'ja Wilson dominates, wins another MVP. A'ja Wilson, legendary figure in this game. Amazing player in this game. Champion in this game. A lot of accolades in this game. So when I think about what she's done, she's been absolutely awesome. She's been just the ultimate. She's been an ultimate warrior. But when I look at us now, there's some reason for concern. I don't know how great of a coach Becky Hammond really is ultimately, because I can't definitively say that Becky Hammond, although she is a champion, we can't say for sure she's going to be able to put together another championship team. We don't have a GM. Sometimes it's Becky burning out here. Does she want to be a coach at the NBA level? Does she really care about this team's future? A lot of the times it seems like the Aces ain't in on the young players. And it's just tough, Like, I remember how it felt to first be an Aces fan, when they first, moved over to Vegas. And for me, everything was so fun and exciting and new. And Kelsey Plum and De'Erica was together. And A'ja Wilson and all these top draft picks. And, watching it all come together and seeing that it's all ended. Like, we lost the Kelsey Plum trade. Jewell Loyd, I'm not really a big fan. And it was hard for me to embrace it. And I said I'm going to give it time, but I don't like what I see. I pitched the same cut Deja Kelly. I think Aaliyah Nye is going to be a great player, but I just feel like we're not, she need more playing time. I don't like what they doing. I don't think she's getting enough tick, honestly. I'm of the mindset with this team, man. I don't, and I said this, if it's not for Aaliyah Nye and A'ja Wilson, I'm not sure I'm an Aces fan, guys. I mean, I am a Fever fan, Clark fan, but, sometimes I be like, you know what, man, I can't, and I don't like to, what is it? Detract, is that the word? Detract, retract, be a detractor. I don't want to be that detractor and say, I'm done. Because if I say I'm done with the Aces, then basically I got to toss my gear or give my gear away. That championship gear I got. I got to change the channel. Say I don't talk Aces no more. I got to pretty much, go through all this stuff where it's like, okay, let me deny that I rock with the Aces. Like, and I appreciate the time, and then I'll just be like, yeah, I was an Aces fan between such and such. Like, that's kind of how I do it and how I get down. But I don't see no reason to do that. But I'm just not happy. Like, that thrill, that fun, that excitement just ain't there. And, like, I'm riding it out because I'm a real Aces fan. But some of these players that left was my favorite players. So imagine how it feels. Like, imagine how it feels that I see this team cut Deja Kelly, who I wasn't the biggest Deja Kelly fan in college, but she showed out and cut her. What was preseason for? Is it to make a roster or what? I mean, she showed she could play, but you said bye, and she still ain't got her job yet. And then, on a higher scale, it's just tough, man, because look, at the end of the day, right, you're supposed to be in it for championships, and Jewell Loyd ain't gonna help move the needle. She can go. We gotta have Jackie Young. A'ja Wilson gotta get some help. I mean, right now, if it's me, play Aaliyah not, play Elizabeth Kelly. No, the season ain't done. But I'm telling y'all right now, I don't like how this is going down, And again, it's just 4 games into the season, but we've been listless against Seattle. New York Liberty handed us off butt. And I think for me personally, man, at the end of the day, we got to show more fight against better teams, because this is just unacceptable right now. Like, this is just unacceptable. And it can't become a trend. Losing like this can't become a trend. So that's it, y'all. Like, the video is pretty much done here. We'll be watching Aces carefully and surely to see what's going on, and where we continue to go from here. But we don't have a real future that we're building. We got A'ja Wilson, but I don't want us to run her into the ground. When is Megan Gustafson coming back? Will she contribute? Again, for me, show more Elizabeth Kelly, play more Aaliyah now. Like, what's up with Chelsea Gray in terms of, top level production? I think she's good. I think she can be great. But I don't know, y'all. Like, the only guarantee on this team is A'ja Wilson. She need other dogs, and she need other top-notch players to hoop with her. And that's just kind of what it is. I'm not telling y'all, nobody's garbage, man. Nobody's garbage. So, Chelsea's good. She really good. She ain't just good. She's superior at times. Jewell, still waiting for her to come around. Jackie, yeah, you're really good, but you need great from you. You need all-star Jackie. And then Kia Stokes and Kirsten Bell, I'm going to leave that alone. Look, I'm going to leave that all alone. But yeah, as an Aces fan, it's not my best times, and it's the hardest thing is to recognize this, realize this, and be like, man, let's wait and see how it plays out. Because sometimes you just want it to just take place where, your team busts out the gate and be on the road like we used to, but we ain't seeing that now. But hopefully it gets all turned around. Long season, 40 games left, and we'll see what happens as we go. I'm out.